Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are having a great morning so far. As you can tell by either the thumbnail and or title, we are going to be installing new rotors and brake pads on the Miata. As you can already tell, I already got the car jacked up, took off the wheels, and I put some penetrating fluid on the bolts and stuff that I'll be taking out. Gonna let that sit a little bit more, the penetrating fluid. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the rotors and stuff in the meantime. So just gonna start by giving these a good cleaning with any brake cleaner really, and don't forget to do both sides, the front and the back. With a little bit of oil from the factory in the bag, just to keep them from rusting. So just make sure that you use brake cleaner and you clean that off really well before you install them. All right, so we're gonna be working with the front rotor first. Got to take off the caliper and then the bracket as well. All right, so a little pro tip here. Most of y'all probably already know this. Some of you may not. Figured I'd just share it. But don't let the caliper just hang when you're doing this. Just try and hang it up by something. I know some people use zip ties. I got this bungee cord here. But if you let it hang, it could cause some stress on the brake line and kind of damage it. So just keep that in mind. All right, so front's pretty much done. Got the new rotor, new brake pads in. The piston in the caliper, it's kind of hard to put it on there right now, so just don't forget to use one of the little brake piston tools, kind of push it back a little bit so you'll be able to slide it back on. All right, so that's the front all assembled. Let me go do the other side real quick, and I will check in with y'all once I start doing the rears. And here's the driver's side all done. Not too bad. That honestly probably took about 15 minutes or so, taking everything off, putting everything back on. So now we are going to focus on the rears.
A few moments later.
All right, and that's the rear driver's side. Rears are just a little bit more difficult. Nothing too crazy. There is this 14 millimeter nut. Let me see if I can show y'all where it's at. Back, just back here. Let me turn the camera around. So what you do is you're gonna loosen that. It's gonna have a 14 millimeter Allen wrench, and that's how you back out the rear caliper piston. You're not gonna use the piston tool. So it's just a little bit more difficult, but nothing too crazy.
One eternity later.
All right, no idea why, but the rear passenger side took hours to do. It was really weird. I couldn't get the new pads to work with the old hardware. I'm not sure if all brake pads are like this, but the Duralast ones that I got, they didn't come with new hardware. So that took a while, and then I took another little bit to loosen up the rear piston with the 4 millimeter Allen wrench that you need. Anyway, long story short, finally got it after a while, so let's put everything back together. All right, so pads and rotors are finally on. Took a little bit longer than expected, but I mean, that happens sometimes when you're working with cars. Gonna go ahead and bed the brakes now. Basically like marrying the rotors and the pads. I know people do this a few different ways. The way that I've always done it is bringing up your speed to 0 and then aggressively getting more aggressive with your braking. So 10 to 0, 20 to 0, just kind of do that light. 30 to 0, 40 to 0, do that like a little bit more moderate. 50, 60, be a little bit, quite a bit more aggressive with it. Don't really want to be filming when I do that. I think it's a little bit dangerous, so I will check back with you all in just a few moments. All right, so brakes are all bedded. Let me just go ahead and show you guys here. I don't know if you can see a little difference in color. That's all done. Feels so much better versus like those old pads and rotors. Not really sure how long they were in there. Probably next video I'm going to be either doing I do have a set of stainless steel lines. I just didn't have anybody here to help me to bleed the brakes. So either that's coming next, or finally going to be installing the roll bar. I think I keep saying that in my videos. I don't know, but anyway, all done with this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.